Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today, actually a couple weeks ago, I got a new axe slash hatchet from Beavercraft. So I ordered it on Amazon. I'm looking around. I use axes for a lot of my carving work and stuff like that. This one here by Husqvarna is the one I use the most. You've seen it in other videos with the charcuterie board and stuff. It's small in forms of in terms of like axes go. This is more considered like a camp axe or a carpenter's axe. So basically, I use it mainly choking up on it a lot for doing some up close carving and taking wood off work. It's a little large for doing some of that. Sometimes it can be hefty, and you'll see like I'm halfway through videos and or through chopping a big chunk of wood and my arm's just burning, right? But it's good for, I'll take it camping, I'll throw it in the back of my backpack or something, and it's good for splitting wood in camp, or it just basically has a ton of uses that the thing's amazing for. So I wanted something a little bit smaller to help with carving, and it's not going to just burn my arm up, you know, after 10 minutes of swinging it. So something a little bit smaller, but still substantial enough that I can get a good purchase on it and take some good work off. So I searched around on the internets, found this on Amazon. It's by Beavercraft. You can order it straight through their site. But essentially what it is this. So it's a camp hatchet. It's basically a hatchet, right? But it's got some cool extra parts to it. So things that I liked about it is it's hand forged. You can tell from looking up at the top just the way the eye is formed and stuff. It's got a good back to it that you can use for hammering and such. If you get close, you can see like this is the forge marks. You can see it all. It's not that smooth machined steel. It comes with a cool little belt loop, which I thought was nice. I don't know that I'll wear it on my belt much, but I mean, it's possible if I'm out working on a project for a while and I don't want to set this down, you know, on a work surface somewhere, the workbench is full, it's nice. Plus, if I'm out in the woods, this wouldn't be a bad thing to, if I'm out just taking a day hike or something and I want to, you know, get some logs or some sticks or something. Obviously, you're not chopping down a tree with this, but for some small work, 1-2 inches round, this would be great. So, but basically, it's super lightweight. I can work on this all day and just, you know, take some stuff down. So, but as much as I like it, it's not perfect. It's got some kind of varnish on the handle, which a lot of companies put on. It makes it kind of slippery, and after, especially in the summer, after about, you know, half hour of working on this thing, your hands are going to get sweaty and it's going to start causing just calluses or not calluses. It's going to start hurting you. You're going to get a bunch of hot spots. This bottom of this handle is got some sharps on it that are just kind of, you know, where they machined the handle. You know, I'm sure they make a million of these, so it's not nicely, it's got some like just spots that aren't going to feel good in the hand. It also doesn't have a big, like at the end of the handle, like on this one, so it kind of flares out a bit. This one doesn't have that. So I can't add wood to it. Well, I guess I could, but I don't want to. And I don't want to thin the handle out, so I think what I'm going to do is try to do a leather wrap on here. I've got some leather like rope string stuff. So I'm going to try to wrap the handle just to give a little more grip and a little more purchase as I'm doing it. And then possibly I've got this hole here, I'll put a lanyard on it if it does become a problem. Usually when I'm chopping, I'm up higher, closer to the head. But if I did want to come back for some reason, you know, and get some good striking blows or some splitting or something, maybe in camp, you know, I might want to have a lanyard, put it around my wrist so it doesn't go flying off into the distance. So I'm going to do that today. I'm going to strip this finish off. I might burn it afterwards and then oil it. We're going to wrap it. And I've already, so kind of off camera, I've already sharpened it It did come out of the box just razor sharp, but it's never sharp enough. So I bought or I didn't buy, I just put it on the strop for a while and stropped it for, I don't know, a couple hundred strops each side, and then I oiled it. The day that the Amazon guy delivered it, it was raining. So there was a lot of moisture in the air. When I did open it, the head showed a little bit of surface rust, so I cleaned that out, and then I just put some gun oil on it and oiled the head a little bit. So basically what I'm going to do, the leather is around the sheath and stuff, and the belt loop is really nice, really supple, but I'm probably still going to work a little bit of beeswax into it, just to give it a little bit more waterproofing. Because these things do take abuse. They're outside a lot. So I'll do that, and then we'll get started on this handle. So for protection though, I'm going to keep this on, because otherwise I'm going to slice my hand open, probably not knowing. So all right, let's get started. All right, so to get started, I'm going to take this kind of varnish off of the handle, and just get yourself any kind of knife. I'm just using one of my carving knives for now. Just something sharp with a good sharp edge on it. And you're just going to want to drag that off. So just kind of drag it. You're not carving it. You're not taking wood off. You're just scraping it, essentially. You see, this makes pretty short work of it. Feeling better already. So, I mean, that was, what, 2-3 minutes or so? And we've already got basically one side done, so. Just keep scraping away. Okay. So that does it for the varnish. So let's take it a step further. I've got some 150 grit sandpaper. We'll just give it kind of a light once over. All right, so we're scraped, we're sanded, we got all that varnish off of there. So what do I want to do now? Now I think to keep treating the handle, let's get rid of these high spots, these sharps for now. So we'll just take a file and kind of round those edges over a bit. Okay, hot spot's taken care of. Nothing feels sharp or pointy in my hand anymore. All right, we're almost done with that. All right, so now to give it this handle a little bit of color, just gonna take the torch and just kind of darken it up a little bit. This will give that look that they had, kind of, without all of that varnish. Yeah, make it real dark. Don't spend too much time around the head. You don't want to get that too hot. It loses its temper. So just in and out. Again, don't get that head too hot. Just kind of focus it, take it away. Don't want to get this head too warm. I mean, obviously it could take a little bit of heat, but you don't want to get it hot. You'll end up losing the temper. All right. So she's warm, but touchable. So we've got our handle burned in. We're gonna wrap that. I'm going to take my sandpaper here and just on the head up here, I'm gonna sand it just a little bit. Sandal's hot. If I scrape a little. I just want a bit of a light spot there. We'll do that on the other side too. Okay, so I brushed the handle with just a wire brush after just getting off any loose stuff. Sanded that, just light spot there. And most part we're good. Nothing's really coming off on our hands, kind of giving a good wipe down. So I'm just gonna take a paper towel. I've got boiled linseed oil. Just a little bit's all you need. Soak that in and then just give this a good coating. So this is more of a, this is going to protect it, don't oil proof it, this isn't going to mess up your hands, and it smells amazing. Make sure to a lot of focus on the end grain, this is the end of the handle. Make sure that sops up a good amount of oil. This is going to protect the wood and make it last a long time. Okay, so I've got this leather cordage, leather lace, just brown stuff. So basically I made a loop. So here's the one end, there's the string going to the reel, spool. And basically on the inside of the handle I made a loop here, and then brought it down to the other end and just taped it down for now. I think this is where I want this. Yeah, this is where I'm going to want this, because this is going to be under my fingers and it's not going to make too many hot spots. Okay, so on the end that's going to the spool, you want to come down here and start your wrap. Now, I don't know if I'm doing this right, but I watched this on a YouTube video, and so now, you know, you watch something once and you think you know what you're doing. How it goes. So I want to come below this eyelet, or above this eyelet here, and I'm just going to pull it tight and wrap it around itself. So like that. The whole time I'm keeping tension here. We don't want to wrap our tape. Keeping it tight to each other. Now, this doesn't have to be like ridiculously tight, but you just want it tight. Okay, now that that's held in, I can get rid of that tape. And we're just going to wrap this up enough to give us a bit of a handle, so up to about the end of that. Okay, we're back to step one here, or step two, or whatever step. But basically we're rewrapped. We've got the string through, or the string through, yeah, with the loose end through the loop. And we come back to this side, and we're gonna pull it, making sure not to pull it all the way through. There we go. Or maybe right here. There we go. That's where we want it. So now we can take our knife and cut off that end. Cut off that end. And we've got a leather handle wrap. Push that down. Got a leather handle wrap that ain't going nowhere. And now if we're swinging and when it hits this, if we're swinging our axe and our hand slips and it hits this, it's going to stop it, give a little bit of purchase. And it just looks kind of cool too, right? So now we've got a good handle. Probably could have wrapped that a little higher. I don't know. We'll see. I might come back and wrap this higher. I don't know that I want it that much higher though, because I like the room to kind of choke up on it up here. So I might leave that the way it is for now. Just kind of leather wrapped. So back in the vise, now we need bit of a lanyard. So I'm not going to go too crazy, just something small enough that I can fit my hand in if I need be. So we got it through the loop, just a little bit of extra string. We're going to take it, tie them up, and then just wrap it around on itself. Pull through the hole. pull it tight. And then we don't need all of this extra string at the bottom, but a little bit, just for looks. That looks kind of cool. So now we've got our lanyard, so if we do get that's a little too tight, but if we do want to have it strung up, we can have it around our wrist and we don't drop it, right? So it also makes it for something to hang it off. So if you got a hook on the wall and you want to hang it, you can hang it. One thing I did not think of though with this wrap, will this go in the whole handle still? So I'm not too concerned with the thing, but I'd like to use it. So yeah, okay, cool. So it still goes, even with the wrap, still fits in this handle. So it's a little, it's not even that snug. It's just kind of a pain with the lanyard. Just got to make sure you get your lanyard in first, and then it pulls down in. So no problems. All right, what's next? What else do we want to do to this? I like that. Okay, now, what else did I say? We've got it sharpened, we've got the handle taken care of, we've got it wrapped. Now I'm going to personalize it a little bit more. All right, so take this one step further and just make this our own. I've got the wood burner out with an M and an O and a slash. We'll just make this our own. Okay, I got one M there. And one M there. Okay, so camera got too hot there for a second, but basically went in with the brand. If you can see it up close. With the M, the O for Mateo Outdoors, and I did a line with just some kind of notches on the side. Did that on both sides. So now we have a Mateo Outdoors hatchet. So that's basically it. I might put another coat of oil on this just to protect it a little bit more. And then I'm gonna oil the head again. Just put a little gun oil on it and we're ready to go. Too much. So we'll put that aside for a second. I want to pay a little attention to the sheath. It's in good shape and I want to keep it that way. So I've got a little bit of this just beeswax. Just gonna rub a little bit in my finger and then just kind of work it in. This is gonna waterproof this big time. It's gonna keep it soft, give it that nice, rich, dark look. Keep this thing amazing for years and years. Maybe once a year I'll come through and redo this and put some more in. You can even put a little inside. As the blade goes in, it'll rest against that and it will help to oil the edge so it doesn't get rust on the edge of your blade. Just like that. We'll do a little bit on our belt loop. take care of the fine folks at Beavercraft, because this is the only logo they have left on this thing now, since we kind of took off the one on their handle. Just work it in, work it through. And that should be good. Last thing I want to do, a little bit more on here. Just put some on our handle. Not a whole lot. I don't want it slippery, but it'll darken it up a bit, kind of give it that weathered, aged look a bit. Yeah, just a little bit of sheen. Our sheath on. We'll put our handle and we're good to go.